Hi everyone, today we have a new video review, and as you can see this time we are going to talk about fresh release from Miniart, and this is a kit of the aircraft. It's a German aircraft Junkers, Larsen, and as you can see it's the version JL.6. We get it in 1/48 scale, so it might be an interesting build for modelers who would like to copy this aircraft in a popular scale. And of course what I have here on the table is the final shape of this release. So as you can see, we have here the kit number is 48007, and you will get exactly the same stuff if you order it from any good model shop. For example, from Modelimex, they should have it for sure, together with other novelties from Miniart. And well, the overall packaging is quite nice. I like the box art here, and the size is typical for this type of kit from Miniart. So here you can see comparison with my hand. Also on the side here you can see some safety information and address of the manufacturer, while on the opposite side you can see also 4 marking options which are included here. So they are quite colorful, and I think you will definitely find something to copy. We also have the small note here that the decals are coming from Cartograph, and it's a top opening box, so it should be easy and quick to open. And just give me a second, we will check everything together. In the meantime, I can also remind you that I checked the previous versions as well, so in case you are interested, you can find them easily on the same YouTube channel which you are watching right now. And they are also nicely detailed out of the box. So while the aircraft itself is rather unusual, I do not remember that some mainstream manufacturer actually copied it in this scale, but Miniart decided to go even further and offer a lot of features out of the box, and combined with the PE parts, it actually gets into a very nice build in a popular scale. So, as you remember, we had the sealed plastic bag, and then we have another sealed plastic bag inside, so I just need scissors in order to open it. And then we will talk more about this clear sprue and also the PE thread. And I think decal sheet will be somewhere else, so just give me a second, probably with the assembly manual. So it's quite interesting that they started to pack the PE parts together with a clear frame, but here is the unpainted PE thread. And maybe I'll open the lenses so that you can see what we are talking about here. We have here the spokes for the landing gear wheels. We also have some parts for the engine, and all these parts, they are looking quite nice. I was just going to say that everything is quite tiny here. You can see comparison with my fingertip, so that's why it's important to have these special tools, have the sharp tweezers, because otherwise it will be almost impossible to get them into the right spot. Next, we also have the clear frame. Here it is, and the molding quality looks fine. So again, the masks are not included here, so if you would like to have a nice paint work on your aircraft, you should get some aftermarket set of the masks, or just cut them by yourself. Maybe you already have some experience with such stuff, so you'll be good. Here we start with the first gray plastic sprue, and I will have to zoom out a bit to show you the wing parts. And as for the wings, we have a really good surface details, so if I show them like this, you should be able to notice this nice surface features. Well, I wouldn't call them the panel lines, it's just the simple lines on the wing. And as you can see, we have the ailerons molded separately, they're on the same sprue. And if I flip over this sprue, we have also nice internal elements which are actually providing the rigidness to those parts. And of course we have the guiding elements which will help you to align everything together. Next, we continue with the lower fuselage section. So this aircraft kit is quite interesting in terms of the parts division, because while other brands are separating it into 2 halves, here we have a bit more sophisticated design, which actually helps you to get a cleaner result with the less tweaking and adjusting of the parts together. But as you can see, again, we have a really good external features, and if I flip it over, here inside we have some guiding elements. This will be useful for the wing parts, for the side fuselage panels, so that's definitely a good thing to have. Next, we continue with another plastic sprue. So here we have the sprue H, and this one is dedicated to the interior, because we get the seats and we also get the wing grips. Those large spars will be actually used inside, and well, with them I would recommend to install them for sure, because they will give you a bit more rigid result, which will not bend or droop. and this is quite important with this wingspan and in this size. Next, we continue with the cooling panels. So again, quite a nice features, because these cooling panels, their division actually repeats the panel line, so that's why you will get a clean result. We also have here the exhaust stacks, and if I flip it over inside, we also get the features, which is quite important because they will be visible through the engine opening. So that's why it is good that Miniart decided to go a bit further and detail all of the necessary areas. As for the landing gear, it's supplied in 2 sprues of this type, so it's the frame HA, and as you can see here we have the landing gear wheels. We also have this separate tires which can be combined together with the PE spokes, which we saw earlier on the PE fret, and we also here we have the landing gear legs, which are quite special in their design, and as you can see they should be combined together in order to make one. Next, we continue with frontal section, or the nose section of the fuselage, and I guess it was done this way because it was necessary to preserve this opening, just like on the real aircraft. That's why it was easier to have it as the separate panel, which will be actually cut according to the panel lines. And also again here we have these cutouts for the clear parts, and inside you get the interior features, which is also a quite nice touch in this scale. I only wonder how the interior will be visible on this assembled model, because as far as I remember there are no separate doors or hatches. Here, for example, you can see the side panels for the fuselage. Again, I will zoom in so that you can see these features a bit closer. And here is another part. And the thin attachment points should be actually pleasure to work with. And here inside we have some guiding elements which will help you to align all of this stuff together. Next, we continue with another portion of the parts. Just give me a second to place the sprue aside. So another sprue is dedicated to the engine parts, and this is also quite a useful thing because engine is visible on this aircraft, so that's why it is necessary to have it nicely detailed, otherwise it will be a weird looking combo. But here Miniart actually decided to copy it in a complete way, so that's why you don't have any placeholders or just the tabs with imitation of the engine. It's actual engine, and if you will be brave enough to open the bonnet, then it will be visible on the aircraft. As for the wing spars, we continue here with more parts which will be installed inside, and as you can see they are quite similar in design, but it's also a good thing to have because it will be useful for the structural alignment of the model. And next we continue with the top section, or the, let's say, roof of the fuselage, or top of the fuselage. Again, the same external ribbed surface, but again it was done due to this quite special opening on the aircraft. We also have here 2 types of the propeller, and also here you can see some parts for the interior, and tail wing is coming here. The tail fin and rudder are here as well. And if I move a bit here, these are actually the wing root panels. And if we flip over the fuselage panel, as you can see, it's also nicely detailed inside, just like on the real aircraft. And also the same can be said about this instrument panel. So I hope that we also get the decals here in the kit, because otherwise it would be strange to get just the plain instrument panel. But as far as you can see, decal sheet actually includes it, and it was actually sealed together with the assembly manual. So I am now opening the plastic bag, and in a second I will be able to show you what is actually included here. So just give me a moment. As you remember, decals are printed in cartograph, but I would say this is one of the biggest cartograph decal sheets which I saw before or at any time. So here you can see it, and maybe let's close the lenses a bit and zoom out. So now you can see these large wing writings. Also here we have the interior decals, not that many stencils, but I guess that's how it was on the real aircraft. But the printing quality looks really great, so I don't think you'll have any issues with this. And as for the assembly manual, it was packed into this separate plastic bag, as I said before, and we have it printed in color. So here it is. It's also a classic Miniart brochure, so if you assembled some of their models, you will not be surprised here. As you can see, we have short list of the features. Then we start with the first marking option here. Next, we continue with the parts map. And remember that Miniart does not show unused parts, so that's why be careful. And here we start assembly with the cockpit. So straight away, you're working with P parts and also a lot of small handles and various control elements, which are copied with P, obviously. Here you can see the clear parts going into the place, and of course it's important to pre-plan how you paint all of these interior things, because later it will be very difficult to reach to them. But you can see how the interior is actually detailed here. Even the engine is getting a lot of attention. I do not see any additional wiring instructions, because in some of the armor sets from Miniart we actually get such things recommended in the assembly manual, but here, as far as you can see, it's more or less without it. By the way, here you can see the wing grips being installed, and here you can see also another portion which is closing the wing roots. And this is done because you can assemble the aircraft in the transport position with the folded wings. So it might be handy for some diorama ideas, or maybe just showing the aircraft on a smaller base in case you're limited with the space. Here you can see the second marking option, and it's from USA, by the way. And here we have another one. That's the second and third marking option. And here is the fourth one, which was on the box art. So it's also from Mercury Airlines. So overall, it's as good or as nice kit as the previous versions of this aircraft. So it's just a really special aircraft, which is different from all of these military types which we are used to see in 1/48 scale. And of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion, so do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.